Hey everyone, welcome back to Decode the Hacks. Today, we're diving into an important topic for all you cybersecurity enthusiasts and IT pros out there. If you've recently been facing issues with your Windows Azure Virtual Machines due to the CrowdStrike outage, stick around because we've got a step-by-step guide to help you get things back to normal. Let's get started. If you are facing symptoms such as your Azure VM are stuck in a boot loop, which includes a blue screen of death, or your serial console is not available, follow these resolution steps. Option 1. Restore VM from backup. If the VM is used for relatively static workloads and has valid backups, it's recommended that you restore from a backup from before 1909 UTC on July 18th. This option is not recommended for domain controllers or database workloads. Option 2. Repair OS disk. This method works for Gen V1 and Vita VM, but Vita VM require additional steps that I will share in this video. Prerequisites for this method require 1. Staging resources need to be created in the same region and availability zone as the affected VM, and 2. Staging VM created in affected VM region and availability zone. Get customer approval as multiple VM may be required. Let's now dive into steps within Azure Portal for Gen V1 VM. From the affected VM, go to Disks and take incremental snapshot of affect. Once the snapshot is created, create a new disk from that snapshot, same region, RSG, AZ as affected VM OS disk. Attach new disk to staging VM. Log on to staging VM. Use Disk Manager to online the disk if it's not online already. Remove the impacted file. Detach new disk from staging VM. Go to affected VM and swap OS disk to new disk. Go to VM, then disks, and then swap OS disk. Boot affected server. This should fix the impacted Azure Gen V1 VM. Now let's talk about resolution steps for Gen V to Azure VM. Farm the affected VM, go to Disks, and take incremental snapshot of affected OS disk. Once the snapshot is created, create a new disk from that snapshot, same region, RSG, AZ as affected VM OS disk. Attach new disk to staging VM. Log on to staging VM. Use Disk Manager to online the disk if it's not online already. Remove the impacted file. We need to assign a drive letter to the boot partition. This is the FE partition, usually around 95 to 9. Open Server Manager under File and Storage Services under Volumes, then Disks. Check Disk Management for disk number. Set a drive letter with Server Manager, not Disk Management, by right-clicking on the volume, then Manage Drive Letter. It can be any available letter. Open File Explorer and you can now see B drive mounted, or whatever drive letter you chose in the previous step. Locate the BSD file and note the path. Make a note of the path. Make a note of the drive letter for the Windows partition for the affected drive. With this information, update the following command. Open a command prompt and run the command. Copy the Windows bootload identifier from the output. Update the following scripts with the info. Set all the paths to your BCD. In line 1, device partition drive letter matches letter from above step. In line 5, device letter matches letter from earlier step. In line 11, device letter matches letter from earlier step. Replace identifier with your identifier. Once the script is updated with the info, run the lines in turn via command prompt. They should all complete successfully. If not, check your paths and drive letters. Detach the now repaired disk from staging VM. Go to affected VM and swap OS disk to new disk under VM, then Disks, then swap OS disk. Boot affected server. This should fix the affected Gen V to Azure VM. Hope this video was useful to you. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel to show your support. Thanks.